Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Thursday, August 23rd, and we do got a bit of news today. Well, it's Thursday, so we got the weekly jobless claims, so we'll start off with that today. We had 368,000 reported last week. And then we figured it would be right around that same range, and it kind of jumped up to 372,000 for this week. So basically, you always remember these are always a week behind. So these are about 372,000 people applying for unemployment last week, so it gets reported this week. So keep that in mind. And then we also got the Market Flash PMI, which is the Purchasing Merchandise Index. This kind of shows you the goods and if there's a demand or not, if they're contractor or expansion. Anything above 50 is expansion. And right now we had last month in July we had 51.4 reading, and for August we had 51.9. So we had a slight increase. So our PMI, our orders are looking better. But a lot of that we have to be careful because it's mostly on the currency. So we got to be careful with a stronger dollar. Our cost of goods gets to be more expensive. So if we keep the dollar lower, that means we can send more stuff out. You'll probably see a PMI increasing if we keep the dollar lower. So you'll look to see that the Fed tries to do things to keep the dollar kind of lower, to keep that in place, the PMI in place to help with the GDP in place. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see that along the way, stronger dollar, because that kind of hurts our our exports. Next item to note is we got the new home sales for July. So in June, we had 359,000 new home sales, and then we kind of figured it would go up to about 365, and it jumped up to 372. So good news there. So a PMI, the new home sales have been pretty good. Weekly jobless claims, of course, not so good. And then we got the FHFA home price. Try to say that one fast. For I believe this, this is for June. I'm sorry. For May, we had a 0.6 jump, and then June it jumped up to 0.7. So we had some good numbers here, some improvement here. So these last three items were actually pretty nice numbers for us. Weekly job claims, of course, we always like to see more jobs created versus people going to unemployment. So now we're just going to jump over to headline news. And right now the stock market is down. There's a lot of different things that are kind of factoring in the stock market. We take into our stuff in there, but today they're actually kind of looking more at the central banks trying to analyze what central banks on the global level are going to be doing, and we'll kind of touch on that. But right now we have as you can see here, we'll start off with the Chinese PMI. It's been down 10 months in a row now, so there's a call for the Chinese to kind of go ahead and try to the government to do some type of stimulation to kind of bring that economy back to growing versus continuously going downwards. And then we got Europe, basically, as we had mentioned yesterday, we had some of the investors and everybody going over towards Greece and talking with them. And there's a comment by one of the ministers in Germany, Schäuble, basically stating that even if you give Greece more time, they don't feel that they would be able to catch up with the austerity measures. So there's not a lot of faith in Greece right now by a lot of members over there. And then obviously they're looking at the European Central Bank to maybe do some type of stimulus package over there, maybe some rate cut perhaps, or bond purchasing program like quantitative easing, and so we have done over here, over in Europe as well. So those are all different things that they're doing on there, but those aren't givens, and as I've talked a bit, but nothing's been done so far. So basically, as we're kind of mentioned before, global banks, the analysts and investors kind of looking at the central global banks on a global level as to what's going on. Now, the minutes yesterday, we had talked about the minutes were released yesterday from the last meeting, kind of indicated that they were about ready to do some quantitative easing. But since that last meeting, we've had some improvement in numbers here. So they think that has decreased, so made those numbers that they were looking at that meeting, before that meeting, kind of stale. And so they'll kind of probably wait till the next meeting. Will probably be more important what the next meeting will kind of see. And then when those meetings come out as to what's going to be said and done at the next meeting. Because we have had a little bit better numbers than what people were thinking at that time. So kind of watch for that. Now we'll jump over the bond market, see what interest rates are doing today. After the meeting, we did have a nice rally in this bond market. I see a huge jump. It was about 49 basis points. So it brought us over to the 103 level yesterday. And now we're continuing that climb upwards. So if you can see, we probably pretty much gained about half of that that loss we had over the 2-week period when we had that 2 weeks right down here, drop down here. We gained probably about at least half of that right now. We were at one point at 104.20 range. So right now we're up about 103.30. So we're quite a bit of difference there. You know, at one point we were down to 101.80 even, or almost, yeah, 101.80. Touched on that at one point down here. So we did make a nice little rally here. We're making our way back. So there are some improvements in the interest rates today. So that's good news for everybody that are in the market for interest rates. So anyways, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and thanks for stopping by watching. But interest rates are a little bit better today, and hopefully we'll see a nice little rally. It is possible it could, because as I mentioned before, we do have opening gaps here and opening up gaps here that haven't been closed. But we do have this opening gap. At some point it's going to get closed as well. So I'll be prepared for that. All right, folks, you guys have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. And stop by Mike'sDailyMarketReport.com if you'd like to have these videos emailed to you on a daily basis. Have a good day.